Hello and welcome to Roleplay Rejects, where we play new and unusual tabletop role-playing games. In Side Quest, we're taking a break from our longer stories to play just a few sessions of some very unique role-playing games out there. So sit back and enjoy.
Did you guys ever do we had a gummy worm thing? Sorry, that wasn't a good transition. That was Christmas, early 2000s. We're like, wow, we love Harry Potter. I don't think any of us was actually passionate about Harry Potter. But
everyone.
I think my cousin got like a Harry Potter thing where we made gummies, like gummy worms.
A worm?
I had one of those, but it was a queasy bake oven.
Ew.
Oh man.
You made bugs.
But then it was like,
Oh, dang.
yeah.
I feel like it was different. You just did it differently. You didn't just melt stuff and put it in there, but you would like kind of like pull it out of the liquid. Maybe we did it wrong, but that's
No, I remember those. Right.
Because it makes me think of like
things.
Blood pasta makes me think that, but you pull out a string of coagulated blood.
Yeah, because you sprinkled the powder over the top of the dish there, and you dipped the tool in, and you pulled the film off, and it was like gummy candy.
But it was like you pulled it out of okay. I'm glad that I wasn't delusional.
gross.
I am literally on the verge of tears right now. That is so yucky.
I don't know.
No, literally, it was just like water and sugar and something like gelatin. That's all it really was. But it was
Yeah,
designed to look
I think
gross.
we just like sprinkled gelatin powder basically.
Yeah, you just let it sit for a minute to actually set.
And then you lifted it out of the liquid.
Yeah,
Absolutely
That's
not.
That's still, yeah.
But yeah, it's gross. But like,
I'm a writer.
that's what it made me think of. Was
was
like,
from
what
a
if we
Harry
just like
Potter
put like
thing?
snake venom, just sprinkled it in there, and then just pulled it out, and then coagulated stringy blood.
It's that phrase that you're using that makes it so
Yeah.
disgusting.
Coagulated.
Coagulated stringy blood. That does not sound appetizing.
I had a queasy bake oven
I'll try anything once.
for funsies. Like I specifically wanted the
Bugs.
queasy bake version instead of the easy bake.
Mhm.
And what you said just now
It's so much worse.
literally
I'm
is
sorry.
the grossest thing I've ever pictured.
I'm sorry. It is really gross.
Like, I was such a gross
acknowledge
kid, and I
that.
cannot handle what you just said.
So
Blech.
on the
Sorry.
flip side, do you want
Okay.
to know the culinary arts that were happening in my 10-year-old mind?
Sure.
by
Okay,
all means.
I took half a thing of peanut butter, right?
Okay.
Like one of the big jars.
Okay.
And then
Why half?
because you had to have room
Let them cook.
for the brown sugar. All right? You scoop in about the rest of it.
Holy shit! Was this like a family size jar?
Yep.
Or I
Yep.
guess it's
the
half
biggest one I
either
could
way.
find.
Of
Okay.
course. I think
You mix that together. You put a little bit of vanilla in there. Okay.
For balance.
For
Absolutely.
balance.
Mhm.
Okay. And then as many chocolate chips as will fit in this thing. Okay. And you stir it around and it's like concrete at this point. You're stirring it. It tastes like an Inside Out Reese's. And
You're a
I was
monster.
going to say that sounds like
Yeah.
You're a monster.
it was
That
so
sounds
good.
That sounds
Adding
gross.
that to my Christmas list.
Yeah.
Only because of the chocolate
Reese's.
chips. So
Yeah, but you like Reese's.
I guess if it tastes like
You
Reese's,
do
it's
like
fine.
Reese's.
But the problem is with chocolate chips, in things particular, the chocolate bits are concentrated, right? So it's not like
Yeah.
Reese's where the
Mhm.
whole thing is like chocolate and peanut butter.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
So you got to mix it up really good to get them spread out.
Or
I
get
guess.
mini chocolate
I-
chips.
I would sooner melt chocolate and then have that mixed into the whole thing than use chocolate.
That's fair.
Yeah,
So what
That's
if we
fair.
make this, but then we just don't add the
Dude.
chocolate chips
that
for
sounds,
you and I,
that sounds scrumdiddlyumptious.
and then we can add the chocolate chips for everybody else?
Yeah,
I have
Yeah.
a question.
What's
When
up?
you guys were a kid, did you guys just
That was never
did
good.
you guys make what?
go on.
What did I was I rude?
No,
Did you say I was rude?
no, I said I was never a kid. I was just being
Oh.
stupid.
I thought you said
Sorry.
that was rude.
No, sorry. I was just being dumb.
Well, in my high school yearbook, I said I didn't exist before middle school. Every memory you have of me is a result of Inception.
Like your quote, your yearbook quote.
It wasn't my yearbook quote, but like in the spring add-on that we had for it. Yeah, I said that
The spring
when we're
DLC.
like
Nice.
asking seniors about their different just like random stuff, and I said that because we were like asking about a childhood memory, and I was like, I don't remember shit,
My childhood
But-
memories, there are none.
but I do remember making witch soup, which
Which one?
was just grass and water and mud and just mixing it in like a 5-gallon bucket that we had outside for whatever reason.
Is that
And
what-
I remember leaving it and it smelled it's such a distinct smell that I've never smelled since then, but it was awful. It was like fermented grass,
Ew.
not rotting, which you would be like, ooh, yay. It was just
Money.
fucking fermented. And I remember like I think I got in trouble for it because they were like, what is this?
You trying to make hooch in the backyard?
But like whatever, like random leaves or whatever, flowers, I would put it in there and it would kind of like
Royal
sit
Toyo
for
bubble
days
sugar?
and then I'd like add something else and mix it
so
with dandelions.
That's disgusting.
But it was just like next to our garage.
Well, I mean, at least it was cheap because when I was a kid, I would go into the bathroom and make concoctions from like my mom and dad's toiletries. And then I would get in trouble because I wasted like bottles of like
That's-
lotion and like shampoo and stuff. And I'm like, but I'm experimenting.
We
Like,
were taught
look.
early.
I'm a scientist.
Yeah.
I was such a boring kid. All I got in trouble for was just eating sugar out of the cabinet.
Oh, I got in trouble for that too.
Yeah.
I
My
would take a
grandma used to
spoon,
slap my hand.
Dad used to put it at the top, so I would climb the cabinets and reach in the back, and I would just sit on there with a spoon.
Oh,
I
what a
would-
fiend. I didn't like do all that for
I
it.
wasn't
but-
gonna. I wasn't gonna let my
I
dad
would
win.
sneak
Hello.
frosting. I remember there was like a multiple month period.
You said when you guys were kids, and then you went to the witch thing. Is that what you're gonna ask about when we were kids? I cut you off.
I don't know.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah. I was gonna say, did you guys ever do that? Like,
Make witch
because I would
potions?
like let the rainwater add to the witch soup.
You were a witch, bro. You were summoning something. No,
Like,
I've
'cause
never done that.
Because it was like
No.
next to our shed that had like these overgrown leaves. I don't know what the fucking leaves were. It was normal to me, but I've never seen them anywhere else. They
Now,
were like
my
these
thing was
big leaves.
I like to try and bake stuff, especially bread, because my grandmother was always baking bread all the time, so our kitchen constantly smelled the fresh bread. It was amazing. I loved it.
that sounds awesome.
But I would try to make it myself, and I was like 5-6 years old.
Oh my god.
So I would only remember the process. I would take out the flour, pour it into a bowl, and it would just go everywhere. Then I would take the sugar, pour it into a bowl. Then I would take the bowl, spill half of it on the floor, stick it under the sink, fill it with water, bring it back and try and mix it. And then mom would come in and I'd be covered in flour and sugar and water and a half raw dough, and it'd be like, okay, you're going to the bath now.
Oh my gosh.
It was
I bet
fun.
they loved that mess.
and you can't just like
It could have
pour
been
it
worse.
down the sink.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, at least you were trying to do something useful. Unlike
Yes.
my shampoo, lotion, soap,
I don't know what I
eye
was doing with my
contact
witch soup.
stuff.
You're challenging
Usually
I
would
me.
never
be-
ate it, thankfully.
Thank heavens you didn't eat it. If it
But I think
smells as
I'd,
bad
like-
as you say, you might have died.
I'd offer it to like my dolls or whatever I was playing with outside.
That's terrifying. I'm not gonna lie.
No, it's not. I was like a young child.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you're cooking demon soup and offering it to figurines, bro. That's
To
a little
be
creepy.
honest,
I guess that
kids
does
are
sound
wild
really
and kind of
Yeah.
scary.
Straight up voodoo shit right there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I don't think I ever cooked anything, but I would just go out into like a field and just try and catch crickets
Did you?
constantly. Oh yeah, I was
remember-
actually like kind of good at it.
Pretty like it.
Dude, I caught so many bugs as a kid. I one time I had a pill bottle and I was like, what should I put in this? Pill bugs, right?
Yeah.
Some places call them roly poly, some places call them potato bugs, but
Yeah, they were roly polies.
in Utah they are pill bugs.
I beg to differ because I always called them potato bugs. So
I call
I
them
thought
potato
a
bugs
potato
or
bug was a
or
very
roly
specific
polies.
type of bug.
They're
That
all
is
this
almost unkillable.
they're all
Pill
the
bugs
same
here.
little like shell looking bug.
No, those are roly polies.
Nope, that's a pill bug.
You're wrong. But please continue.
All of the above. I didn't know it was
So-
a pill bug until I.
And so the
knew
Great War
something.
began.
This moment was when I learned people called them pill bugs.
So I had
I'm
a
thinking of potato beetle.
Am I thinking of potato beetle?
Yeah.
Are they unkillable?
so
I've
I
heard them called potato bugs before. Sorry.
no, you're good. So I would fill like pill bottles full of like dirt and pill bugs so that they, had somewhere to live,
Yeah.
right? And
They're not a
then
monster.
bring them into our art class and we would make tracks out of Play-Doh and we'd race them.
They run up.
Yeah.
That's
That's
sick.
a good
that's
challenge.
amazing,
That's kinda sick.
actually.
And
That's a
then
good
my like homeroom teacher, Mr. Gad, I think it was. Yeah.
Egad.
He was like, "What are you doing with this pill bottle?" And then he's like, "Oh, it's just dirt." And he puts it in his desk.
Oh,
Oh no.
And then for the rest of class, I hadn't put the lid on all the way when he stole
Oh
it from me.
no.
And so for the rest of
Oh.
class, I'm just watching pill bugs like pouring out of his desk. And he's over on the other side of the classroom, like pointing at stuff on the board. And I'm like, well, I guess
What
I'm
he
going
gets.
home.
And that puts the matter of, okay, how long is it going to take him to notice, and how much worse is it going to be when he does?
Dude,
But-
it took him forever because he was 1,000,000 years old. He did not realize I got out of that classroom before he realized.
Oh, no. And at that point, is he like, where are these coming
It
from?
could have
Yeah.
been anyone.
You know?
This is just a pill bottle of dirt. Surely it's unrelated to the pill bugs.
Right?
In my
Right.
class.
Fucking A.
Oh, man.
Oh boy.
Good times.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Kids
Sixth
are fucking
grade.
stupid.
To be a kid again, man.
It's a
Like,
To not
miracle.
have
We
to-
genuinely.
it's a miracle we survived to get this old, huh?
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, like, I'm just
Imagine not having to pay taxes.
some of the shit
though.
our kid does. I don't
No bill.
understand what she's doing. I can't even think of anything right now, but there are times when I'm like, what's happening? Why are you doing it like that? And then I think I was a dumb kid once.
Not me.
I'm just happy
Still
she's
am.
old enough to start watching Pokemon.
True.
That's
Yeah.
I can't
Yep.
wait to watch quality TV with this child.
Oh yeah.
Pokemon next
She's
is
learning
Clone
how to play
Wars.
Pokemon.
Codename Kids Next Door.
Oh, all right then.
Like the card game.
All right. Do we want to do a recap, or I don't know, Disco? You're
Yeah,
leading
we
this
should
thing.
do a recapitulation.
All right.
Look
Well,
at me, I know big words. I'm Stevie.
well, welcome
Sorry.
back to the world of Nova. I am Discotheque Priest, your GM for the evening. And last time we met our people and we met our world, which I would like to argue is as much a character as the players are. In short, the world is screwed, the sun blew up, and there are shards everywhere. The moon kind of got fucked in the process, and in the eternal night that followed, humanity is clustered around these shards for the warmth and light and power they provide, slowly rebuilding and beginning to journey out with the help of sparks, powered exosuits of incredible power. Our party includes 4 new Spark pilots, only a few days after their induction ceremony, and having done a couple of minor patrols just for the paperwork around the inner wall, just to kind of, yes, we're doing our job kind of thing, getting the feel of things, while being mentored by an experienced Spark pilot from a neighboring city which had been destroyed by raiders out in the dusk. Our pilots had an interesting start to their day. Takeshi had a recurring nightmare and went out sparring with his friend. James visited his old mentor in the lighthouse necrobiology ward. Jessie went to her favorite haunt, the Civil Dawn, at the Dawn Promise Square. Cecilia went to her favorite bookstore to do a bit of research on her team, and Kalina Knox was dragged out of her lab, not quite kicking and screaming, to go have breakfast with her best friend. As you all settled in, spent your the morning tending to whatever personal affairs you needed, your spark tokens lit up and began to feel warm, calling you to the lighthouse where your sparks are being stored for a mission. So, as you all kind of gather up in the lighthouse lobby, you all arrive more or less at the same time. Takeshi, you're the closest since you're only a few blocks away from where the gym is. You show up first, followed soon by James would actually be the first one there because he's actually at the lighthouse. So James, as you're waiting in the lobby, you see Takeshi arrive, shortly followed by your sister, as well as Miss Knox and your mentor escort, essentially, Miss Cecilia Cobalt. and you kind of gather up, kind of greet each other, and make your way towards the briefing room in the hangar bay. In the elevator, one of the guards kind of gives you a nod. You guys want to jump straight to the briefing, or you want to do a little thing between yourselves? On the way
I
down?
think probably like as Takeshi is coming in, he just kind of like looks over and notices that I hadn't washed off all of like the corpse bits off of me entirely. So like I look down at my arm and like I flick off like a small little chunk of corpse,
Yeah.
kind of like in his general direction, and then just kind of like look up at him and just give a nod, and then just look back down and try and examine and see if I got anything else on me.
That is disgusting.
It's not that disgusting. It can't hurt you. Not anymore.
And I feel the need to like habitually rub my little stone in my pocket to purify myself.
You feel the warmth of the sun shard now embedded in it, radiating
Yes.
against your skin.
Well, I guess we have to wait for
Oh.
the others then.
Yeah, sure do.
When Jessie walks in, she's gonna like stand next to James. You smell awful.
I didn't get a chance to wash. Urgent
We'll
mission.
take a moment to wash. You were here already.
I was.
Go wash your hands, your arms at the very least. You're disgusting.
I just look at her in the eyes, and then I like lift up my arm, and then I just wipe it a couple times,
I take out some wet wipes and hand them to him.
begrudgingly. I'll clean myself.
James, you
Like,
see on the other
please.
side of Jesse, one of the guards is kind of leaning away from you a little bit, hand to his nose, trying to be polite, but it's like,
Yeah, I don't think it's like a BO kind of a smell with it. It is like that very, very distinct, like this person hangs out in graveyards kinds of
Mhm.
smell.
Yeah, formaldehyde.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're definitely a mortician.
Yeah. You definitely get the smell of the chemicals more than the corpse, thankfully, but it's kind of arguable which is worse.
Yeah.
Who's the next to arrive?
We did nose go, so I think I am the next. As Kalina walks in, you see her kind of straighten herself up, make her look like she's a lot more awake than she is, but man, if that doesn't look like a corpse walking, she's having a rough time trying to put energy into her being when she greets everybody.
Did you get a coffee to
morning.
go for Mai before you left?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She constantly has a thermos with her at all times. She's got that kind of coffee hug going where even when she's not drinking it, you can see she's trying to like source warmth and energy from her hands. So-
Caffeine by osmosis.
Uh-huh,
Mhm.
exactly. Good morning, everybody.
Again, just a cursory nod.
Morning.
Good morning.
I'm gonna nudge James. I forgot your name. Sorry.
You be your own siblings, bro.
I'm gonna nudge him to like try and be like, bro, man,
What?
just
Stop.
actually like talk. You got a mouth. Fucking use
No,
it.
it's fine. Honestly, I'm not one for talking much either, but it's one of those things that Bia is always telling me that I need to be better at. So
And
the
speaking of
obligatory good
being-
morning to you.
And speaking of being better, in walks the final member of our team.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, boss.
I give James the look. I pinch his arm.
I again move my arm away. Good morning. I hope you're having a fantastic day.
I am,
Oh
James.
my God.
Thank you.
Is that good?
No.
And
Stick to
you don't
an
have to call me boss. Cecilia works just fine.
Okay.
All right, you guys
All right.
gather up and you head down the elevator into the large hangar. It is a bustle of equipment and people. You see sparks flying as someone's doing some welding work. You hear people yelling at each other. Where's my damn 10 millimeter? I gave it to you the other day. It's not here anymore. It's a lot of back and forth. If any of you have spent any time with your sparks since the induction ceremony out of mission, you'd probably be more or less used to it by now. You make your way towards the briefing room, and as you walk in, like the sound is gone the moment you walk through that door. But you do see a figure you met during the after the ceremony during the reception, waiting for you in front of a large screen. Where's it here? You see the watch captain, Melissa Anders, waiting for you. She kind of gives you a nod and gestures for you all to take your seats. And the moment the door closes, "Good morning, pilots. I hope you enjoyed your respite after the ceremony a few days ago. Frankly, I still have a hangover, but knowing you're all here now has made the headache a little bit more tolerable. A few hours ago, I sent some of my militiamen out to investigate a missed check-in from Solar Substation Gamma. At first, we thought the loss of comms was just a matter of the dusk being the dusk, but we should have gotten something by now. The Council has authorized me to send you a lot off to find the response team, figure out what's going on at the substation, assist if needed, and then report back. Substation Gamma was not too far from the Corona Wall, about 10 miles due east across the Moroccan span. Just follow the light pikes. The response team took a Fusilier-class transports, so it shouldn't be hard to track them once you get to the span the road ends. The Watch have reported increased haze activity lately, so keep an eye out for the bastards while you're out there. I hear the weirdos down in the lighthouse are looking for parts if you think it's worth taking your time out to do some hunting, though. Any questions?"
Yeah, Damien has a question. Haze?
The haze. These are known as the haze beasts, or the haze dwellers. Basically, it is a catch-all term for the strange wildlife and monstrous entities that have made their home in the dusk since the calamity. They're not quite
Okay.
animals anymore, but most people just call them the haze dwellers.
Okay.
Okay.
So it sounds like the lighthouse has a basically standing bounty on, "Hey, we want samples. If you find any out there, carve them up, and we'll get you a little something extra."
Thank you for asking, because I was like, Stevie also has that question.
I also had that question.
There was a lot of names out there, but
There was context clues, but I was like,
I just wasn't sure if it was like a human-ish gang or something going on, but yeah.
basically
so
they're just
weird
saying there's
beast.
been a lot more animal sightings out in the darkness than usual, so if you find samples,
Okay.
bring them back. Maybe we can find out why, who knows.
Okay. Understood.
No
Right, well.
questions.
All right, if there are any questions, good luck, pilots. Get out there.
okay.
All right. As you guys get out, get ready to get suited up and make your way to where your sparks are being stored. Takeshi, you notice a surprisingly familiar face peeking out at you from behind a rack of tools, waving you over. You
okay.
see... where is her name? You see... Hold on. I lost my notes. You see Mayumi in regular street clothes, kind of peeking out and waving you over. You haven't seen her in a few weeks, actually.
Mayumi, what are you doing here?
She kind of waves you over and, "Keep your voice down. I'm not really supposed to be down here."
No, you aren't. We've been missing you at the temple. Where have you been?
I've been busy. I heard you might be going on a mission, like actually out there.
Yes.
I just want to say good luck. Be careful. She kind of looks around and she kind of reaches into her pocket. You see her kind of fiddling with something, and then she kind of looks at you and lowers her voice. "The sun illuminates the darkness, but if we stare too long into it, it can blind us. The shadows might hide the monsters and the evils there, but we can open our eyes to the truth." And with that, she kind of looks around, gives you a quick hug, and hurries off.
Mayumi. Oh, and I kind of like reach out, but don't follow after her.
Yeah, she's out of sight real fast.
Okay.
All right, that you guys climb into your suits, get suited up. The moment the suits close in around you, you feel that sudden of energy flowing from the top to the bottom, infusing you, becoming one with your suits. It's like a second skin. The HUDs pop up, bring on readouts falling past fast so you can really keep track of it. And after a moment, the tech outside kind of gives you a thumbs up, and you step forward, tubes and coolant popping off your suit as things close up and seal. You kind of give yourself a quick flex and test yourselves, and you're good to go.
I have a question.
You have an answer.
Before we get in the suit, I kind of wanted to take a moment. Like, I don't know if it was like on the walk over to like check out the thing that Marissa gave me.
Oh, of course. So it seems to be an armband of some sort. Again, prototype, has a touch screen on it, and little electrodes that seem to touch your skin once you put it on.
Okay. I'm probably like if it doesn't seem like an issue with the exosuit on, I'm probably wearing it.
Yeah, it's fairly form-fitting. You know that your suits are tight fit to your body, but there is still a little bit of wiggle room, and there's like sleeves that inflate around you to kind of hold you in place comfortably. So yeah, you could easily wear accessories and stuff underneath.
Okay.
And
I just wanted to with it a little.
as your suit suits up, you do see a new line of text pop up during the start sequence. Peripheral device recognized, uploading, and you see like an updating bar start to slowly fill up.
Oh, okay.
All right.
That's so cool. I'm so
Yeah,
curious.
I'm
That's so
excited.
cool.
I'm like, what is this?
All right. I mean, all your suits are made by Libratech, so it makes sense.
That does make sense.
Standardization. So you guys finish suiting up and you start making your way out onto the launch catapults. You stand in the elevator, and it's just going up and up and up to the very top of the lighthouse where this big apparatus sits. You've been through these drills before, both before and after the induction ceremony, just making sure you get used to both the feel and the rush of it. Basically, you're essentially loaded onto a giant catapult and launched over the city wall.
I love it.
Have you ever seen Ruby by Rooster Teeth?
Yep.
What?
There's a scene in Ruby that is that same vibe. Like you're literally on a catapult and they launch you into the forest. And that's what I'm
Cool.
thinking of
That's
right now.
amazing.
But
Think like aircraft carrier. Have you ever seen like the old Gundam
yeah.
that like kind of like a rail gun essentially?
Yeah.
okay.
that's
Where it locks the feet of your spark in, you lash down, and you like, take that really cool pose, and like
yeah.
launch, and you're gone.
I really need to watch Ruby.
That's amazing.
Before, yeah, you do.
Sorry.
Before we launch, I do want to say, do we have any go-getters that want to take the lead in this mission? If not, I don't mind, but I figured I'd give it a chance.
What do you mean by take the lead?
Like, kind of, I don't know, be in the front, give the orders. Don't all volunteer at once.
I look at James and like trying to figure. I can't really see him.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
sparks, right? Like, you know,
But like his body language of his giant exosuit.
he goes.
I will say your internal comms probably have like a little face cam that
The
pops
video,
up.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think just
Like,
as
I
I'm
don't-
just hearing silence from everybody else, I'll just kind of start grinning a little bit.
All right, I
I
think
wouldn't mind.
I was gonna say maybe James and I could kind of teamwork. Take the lead.
And-
Just awkwardly holds hand up.
Yeah, and this horrifying
A very
like
metallic high five.
blood red exosuit gives this like black and blue.
Oh yeah, we
Exosuit.
should probably describe
Yeah,
like what our
as you guys are kind of sitting on the launch pad waiting for the charge up sequence to happen, you hear the flight control person, going through the pre-flight checks. Why don't you go around and describe what your personal spark looks like? Feel free to embellish however you wish.
I think then that I'll go first. So it is kind of like a thinner metallic suit all around me, but the helmet on it is like it's rounded, but it's like this black glass looking thing around it, and it stays black until I put it like onto my head and my suit finally powers up, when suddenly like the various lights start to turn on it, making my entire head look like that of a skull. Additionally, you're seeing that as I kind of like rotate my shoulders a little bit, these 4 different, not necessarily like drones, but these metal pieces just kind of like come off, and stemming down from them are just these like bluish shards of light coming down. And I'm sure, have we encountered any kind of has everyone seen me in combat?
Probably for a few drills, but no actual combat yet. Most of
Okay.
your actual combat experience has been in simulators. This is your first real mission beyond the walls, into the dusk itself.
Okay, then I will not describe what those things do.
All right, who's next?
Okay. Jesse has the most noticeable feature is the bright blood red, just overall look with like some light gray plates, but the hands kind of seem, instead of fingers, they have claws. And they're bright red, glowing. That's mostly what I noticed. It just looks like,
Very sharp angle, vampiric looking.
yeah, very sharp angled for sure. And then there's a flowing cape behind her
Sick.
that looks like it's drenched in blood on the bottom. I don't know if it actually is, but it's black. And then it transitions into a red, tattered bottom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as you suit in, the tubing around your form, you see it actually fill up with this glowing red liquid that looks kind of like blood. Might be blood. Please not be blood, kind of thing.
Can't be sure because it seems to be like glowing, like you said.
Yeah.
And blood doesn't glow, but like
We all
with these
pray
suits,
it's just
we
for the
don't really
aesthetic.
know.
Right. All right. Who's next?
So Takeshi's looks kind of like the head of a golden eagle. That's what he likes people to think that it is, but he's been told by others that it looks kind of like a jackal's head.
Oof.
And he's got big old claws on his feet and wings that he is like stretching and like getting used to still, but they let him hover off of the ground just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And there is light just circling around the suit. And if you look at it just right, it can look like fire.
All right. And as you're waiting there, you feel this itch in the back of your neck, and you just hear the whisper in your ear, "Set us free."
Yeah, I'm sure nothing's bad's going to come of that.
No. Everyone hears that voice, right?
Yeah.
So who's
It's
next?
just first time jitters.
So Pox is also kind of bird-like. As human tradition goes, those that deal with plagues and viruses tend to have that crow-esque appearance. And so Pox is no different. It's mechanical, obviously, but she's got the traditional plague doctor look to her, just mixed with a little lost in space. And unlike her red friends here, a lot of her designated lights and various pieces to her suit are more of a sickly green, kind of poisonous looking color.
And if I'm seeing this correctly, it looks like the Pox actually has an extra set of arms. Is that something you're
Yeah, it does look like that, huh?
Is that something
It's
your
so
unit
dark,
has,
I
or is
didn't even
yours just the
notice.
2-armed version?
I think I like the idea of having it be 2, so that it's similar to the illustration that the book has, it you can have 2 for like throwing,
Right.
and then 2 for like actually doing work.
Gotcha. All right.
Yeah.
Freeze your hands up to do your lab work while you're suited up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
All right. And last but certainly not least,
Cecilia Spark, her warden looks, I guess, kind of bland and boring compared to all of her new teammates. It's pretty close to the traditional model, big and bulky. You can see along the Spark newer strips of metal where parts have been patched and repairs over time as she's gone out on missions. The only notable difference between her Spark and the other wardens is that her, like, while the spark light radiates from her, it's blue instead of the typical warden orange. Yeah.
all right. So, and as you're all kind of making your pre-flight plan, who's going to take the lead, you hear, pilots, ready for launch in 3, 2, 1. And you hear that sharp hiss before you're launched and propelled out over the city, over the wall, coming to a sliding stop out in what's known as the Crimson, the immediate area surrounding the light of the Tri-Spires. You can see a decent amount of stream ahead of you, and after a quick orientation of where exactly around the wall you are, you find the first Wayfinder beacon and begin making your way into the dusk. All right.
Hell yeah.
Here we go.
All right, so you guys are making your way on foot, traveling. The Sparks are very mobile platforms. Even the arguably lumbering and heavily armored Warden, it still moves at a very interesting clip. You're following this well-established path through the dusk, light posts set up using shards of the sun shards as markers, kind of guiding your way. Eventually, you do start seeing the road turn to gravel, turn to dirt, and then disappear altogether. Around you, this close enough to the city, things are fairly stable. It's mostly just empty wasteland, a few strange bioluminescent trees here and there. You see signs of small vermin scampering about in the dust, looking for roots or tubers, bugs, whatever. Just little things that aren't really of any major issue to you.
Okay.
There are a few scattered ruins from the old world, but those are everywhere. Mostly just old buildings that have somehow survived the cataclysm, long picked clean by the early settlers and the scavengers to help build the city itself, now serving more as a silent memorial to what used to be. But as you reach the end of the road, who would like to make a check to try and track down that transport?
Well, I mean, Jesse and James are up front,
Yeah.
so
All right.
What do we?
I will say shade rolls from both of you to take
Okay.
a moment to search for the tracks.
no, I only got a
5.
4.
Okay. And just a reminder,
Mhm.
so you take the number of shade that you've given your character,
Yep.
and then you roll that many dice.
Yes.
And you take
Cool.
the highest.
Cool.
Um,
Thank you.
My highest was 5.
And mine was 4.
All right. So we'll start with the lowest. James, as you're looking around, you notice a few things actually. It doesn't take long at all to find the very heavy treaded tracks left by the transport that the watch captain mentioned was taken.
Mm-hmm.
They're standard issue armor personnel carriers essentially. Since the militia don't have spark suits to keep them safe, they use vehicles, big heavy vehicles with guns on them.
Mm-hmm.
As you're searching around, though, you do notice something else. You see fairly fresh footprints that look like they went to the tracks, stopped, and then walked another direction at a much faster pace. So as
Okay.
if someone came towards where the tracks were, stopped and mulled about for a little bit, and then ran off in a different direction.
Weird.
Jesse, with a total success with a 5, you spot the tracks of several of these transports and confirm with James that the ones you both stumbled across are in fact the most recent ones heading further eastward into the dusk relative to the city itself. You're fairly certain those are the tracks you want to follow.
Okay. And relay that to the others.
I think at this point I'm just like I'm, crouched down and like my hands were kind of like tracing a little bit of the tire imprints of the vehicle that went by, but has quickly shifted over to this random set of footprints, and then like I'm starting to like slowly like crouch walk my way, kind of like with my hand just almost feeling these footprints, seeing if it's like, I don't know, like if it's still like malleable or if it feels like it's old footprints, anything like that.
I'll let you roll either moon or shade to kind of get an intuition.
Okay.
Tell me which
probably-
one you choose, because that'll depend on what information you get.
I think I'm gonna go with shade just because that's my better stat that I've got, and that's a 6.
Okay. You notice that it looks like these set of footprints came from the dusk and then ran towards the city.
Oh, that's not good.
But you're not
Yes.
sure why.
Yes.
I will say with the 6, though, you also know that they are regular human footprints.
I think then I'll like. What sounds more cool in sci-fi? I like. I don't know. I imagine it like hooks up to your like mind or like where your eyes are looking or something. But I activate that one button that's like we'll call it like the silent alert button, where then it like blinks in all of your guys' heads up display, and I like send a screenshot of the image of the
Like you
footprints.
ping it.
Like I pinged the
Ooh.
spot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no words. I don't say
Like,
anything.
look
I just,
here. Look
So,
at this.
So yeah,
Look at
you
her.
see the footprints, and you kind of come to the same conclusion after kind of mentally adjusting the overlay to match with the terrain, and it kind of highlights the steps for you at that point, now that they've been noticed. And yeah, it looks like something or someone came from the dusk to where the roadway was, stopped for a little while, actually, looks like, judging by how they kind of shuffled around a bit, and then ran towards the city. They seem to be about the same age, give or take a few hours, as the tread marks from the APC.
okay.
Let's split the party.
Split the party?
No,
With
let's
the
not.
party?
I think that's probably against protocol.
Maybe. I mean, at this point, I think I'll be just looking over to our warden friend who's more experienced.
Me?
hmm
Yes.
I don't know, James. What do you think? You said you wanted to take lead. Should we keep following the vehicle tracks, or should we follow these footprints?
Yeah, James.
My personal interest is in these footprints.
Hmm.
I'm sure at this point that Solar Substation Gamma is already lost. It
That-
wouldn't hurt to wait another couple hours as we investigate.
That's a bit bleak.
What do you think, Jesse?
Well, I see we follow the vehicles tracks, because if after this they still made it to Substation Gamma, they might be just having communication problems. Like maybe whoever this person who emerged from the dusk and ran towards the city, maybe they damaged their comm systems.
My suggestion is well, as Sparks, aren't we supposed to protect the city?
But the briefing said that we need to go to Gamma.
You
And
could
contact
also
them
call it in
increase.
as an option. You are still in communication with the city itself.
Oh,
at this
yeah.
point.
I
Huh?
think we just let the city know, let the people.
Do you want to do it, James, or do you want me to do it?
No, it's fine. I'm taking point anyway.
We are taking point.
beep, beep, beep.
All right,
Bring, bring.
Comrade.
you ping the lighthouse command, and you see the watch captain. This is home base. So what can I do for you, pilots?
Uploading some scans.
Right.
Seems someone came out of the dusk, met with the vehicle, and headed towards the city.
She nods. Sometimes we get workers come back from the other substations or, other settlers. I'll let the gate watch know and see if they know if anyone came through recently. Thanks for letting me know, pilots.
Is that a normal thing for people to just hang out in the dusk? I always heard that it was like
A death
barren and
sentence?
monsters and the death sentence and toxic. I don't understand. Maybe I just don't get out much, but
You look like you don't get out much. No offense.
thanks.
I wouldn't-
Sorry.
The area
Oh, exactly.
around you guys is cast in this strange kind of reddish crimson glow from the radiant light of the sun
Oh.
shards. So at this point, there's still enough light to be relatively okay. You get the sense that she's probably talking about workers going to and from the substations or other outposts that they have close enough to the city to not be dangerous in that regard.
Mm,
We're not in the dusk proper.
Yeah, you're still what's
We're in
known.
the
You're still in the zone
Crimson.
known as the Crimson.
okay.
Okay.
Still
Oh,
seems
cool.
a little sketchy to me to live out here.
Would be quite fascinating.
Okay, James. Chill out.
Well then.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's still light out here, even if it's barely there. So it's not quite as risky as going out in the dusk. Or so I've heard.
Well then, with that settled, James, do you want to keep following the vehicle tracks?
Yes.
All right, and you continue on. The Crimson is a fairly large span of expanse, thanks in part to the fact there are 3 sun shards in one space. So you're walking for a while. Eventually, you come to a area known. Let's see where I had it here.
Can I interject while we're walking? I want to have a conversation with someone.
Oh, by all
That's
means,
okay.
by all means.
I'm gonna show up on Takeshi's HUD display. And while James and Jesse are kind of leading, I just want to ask Takeshi, if you don't mind my asking, why did you decide to become a pilot?
Well, I grew up in the Solar Temple, and we are all about spreading the light. And there's no better way to cut through the dusk than as a pilot. I
Nice.
looked up to a lot of pilots.
I see. I did too when I was a little younger. I still do, I think. It's very admirable of you.
Oh, thank you, boss.
That's it.
All right. As you guys are kind of talking, spending the time however you wish, you do come to a space known as the Marcanon Span, where 2 large cliffs rise on either side of the this pass. As you're making your way forward, though, let's see, Jesse and James are still up front.
Yes.
I want one of you to make a moon roll for me, please.
I'm not very good at these.
Bro, I got 1.
Same.
All right. Which one? I guess you're rolling?
I got a 1.
Sick.
Oof.
You got
Wow, I
a
should
1.
have rolled.
All right. As you're walking forward, James, you're kind of self-absorbed. Those footprints are bugging you. The watch said they'd take care of it, look into it, but something about it just doesn't fit you right. And as you take a step, you hear a click, and you look down just in time to see a light turn red under your foot.
Oh no.
You take 2 points of harm
Oh, ow.
as an anti-vehicle mine explodes underneath you, and you all hear a shout ahead. All right, boys, fuck them up and take their shit. As we are now in combat.
Oh,
Here we
shit.
go.
Let me get you guys onto the map.
I should have been the one to roll. it would have been a shitty roll, but like,
All right, so welcome to combat in Nova. Combat in Nova is designed to be quick paced and fast moving, so you're not wasting too much time mucking with what does my spell do kind of thing. So the game runs in rounds. Basically, every spark gets a turn, then the GM has a turn. So
Okay.
since there's no initiative, who wants to move first?
Given that I'm on my ass right now, I don't think I am.
I'd like to.
I want to go first.
Okay.
All right, you're up first. So in a turn, you have an action and a movement. Movement is just as hand wavy as most other things in Nova are. Basically, there are different ranges from close, near, far, and beyond. You can move up one range during your movement phase. And I have on the map here, you'll see each of you has an aura around you. That is a rough approximation, give or take, of what a close range would be.
I see.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Ahead of you, as you hear the shout go up, you see 6 what you recognize as Hellions, wearing scrap-shod gear, masks over their faces to kind of help them breathe, wielding various points of weaponry.
What range would they be at?
They are at far at the moment.
So, does that mean it would take 2 movements to get to them?
Yeah, so near would be around there-ish.
Okay.
About halfway between.
And is that how far we can move in one movement?
Yeah, so from close to near, essentially.
Okay.
And feel free to awesome up your movement however you see fit.
Okay. So I was going to use my power cauldron, which is burst into a swarm of bats and move to any location within far range.
All right.
Deal 1 harm to all close enemies at location. I was going to move between those 4.
Like right in the center
In
of
the
them?
center?
Right
yes,
there?
if
Okay.
they're all within close.
All right, you're getting all but 2 of them. So you erupt in a cloud of red and black bats that swarm forward in an instant. And you hear, "What the fuck?" as you appear in the middle of them and just erupt in this bloody spray.
Yeah.
All right, and
I
that
do
deals
that.
1 harm to each, you said?
Yes.
All right.
And then I'll go next. I think I'll move up as far as I can.
I think you could get there if you like quote unquote double move.
Well, that ring is close or near? I
That
forget.
is close.
That is close. And the near is one octave away. I know octave isn't the term to use, but it just came to my
Yeah.
brain.
So at this point, you would now be within near range of them.
I want to. So I have one of my powers is rush. It says charge forward as an unstoppable force. Choose a near location and rush towards it. Deal 1 harm to any enemy in your way. This does not replace your movement. So can I get to about where Jesse is, harming the closer 2 enemies on my way?
All right, I will say so. And you're doing 1 damage each.
Yeah, 1 harm to each enemy.
All right. So as you kind of start off at a lumbering pace, and then your suit kind of goes into overdrive real quick as the blue glows flares, and you just rush forward, shield forward, just bashing these 2, knocking some of them, scattering aside. And I need to check something real quick. But do they have? They do not. All right. You see these 2 Hellion troopers get bashed aside and scatter broken and dead to the ground.
At that moment, because I have a mod called hold on, what is it called again?
Before you do, all right, no, go ahead. Sorry, I misread something.
I have a mod. So my passive is Raise Dead. Once per round, when an enemy dies, I may immediately make them my thrall. I'll get to the visuals here. But I have this thing called enthralling where I ignore that once per round rule. So I think as I'm like on my side a little bit, kind of recovering from this blast, I feel like my suit senses death. So I like feel it almost crawl up my arm as then I reach my hand out and 2 of those floating little drones with the like blue light spikes in them rush out stab into the dead bodies, and it's from the drone, these little like mechanical tendrils come out and just attach onto the bodies as they stand back up as my thrall.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you see the necrobiotic energy pulls from your drones, and the bodies spasm as Jesse and
Cecilia.
Jesse and Cecilia, you see the two Hellions you just killed lurch and rise up like puppets on a string. And
I assume we recognize this.
And you hear yet again from the other Hellions, "What the fuck?"
I don't know if we would, because we haven't been in actual combat with James yet.
I think I would know. I am James's sister.
Jesse might have heard about it, but never
I think
seen it.
Jesse would have have heard and knows that I'm into.
But I've never witnessed it, so it's still a bit much.
Gross.
All right.
And with that, I'm probably just going to move a little ways, and yeah, I'm going to do something called pull strings. So I'm going to command my thralls to lash out. Target thrall attacks a close enemy, dealing its harm.
All right.
Ooh.
So for them, that would be probably the two big guys with what look like flamethrowers.
Yeah, so I will just have, it's only one of the thralls that I will say this one right
So
here.
you can hit
that is,
either this guy here or this guy, I'll say.
I'll hit the one that's kind of further back that was already hit by Jesse.
And that was one harm, you said?
Yes.
All right. He watches in horror as his just recently broken companion turns around. Its arm twists in a way that it probably shouldn't if it was intact, and swipes across him, clawing at him.
Yeah, I imagine these thralls, once they're like stuck with the drone, they their eyes, their mouth, and any open wounds on them glow blue.
Oh, absolutely. Like scarecrows from hell.
Yes.
You sounded way too eager when you said that.
Yeah.
I'm like, I love this.
I imagine that's what James says, just yes.
Oh yeah.
All right. Who's next?
So Takeshi is going to sprint forward about to the same spot. And now that he's within near range, he is going to call up the power of the sun from beneath the earth and hit the one on the left.
The far left?
Yep, the far left. With his brimstone ability. Okay. Yellow rocks and ash sprout up out of the ground and deal 1 harm to that enemy. And then 1 harm to all enemies within close range of that target.
So the guy who just got hit by his own friend just got lashed by strange, hellish energy.
Yes, and the main target, the guy on the left, is now damned. So next time he deals damage, let me know.
He's not, because he is dead.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
man.
Okay.
And another drone comes out and stabs into him.
So you
Is that your
watch
passive?
as you lash your hand out to invoke this power. It rushes through up into him. Goes, no, and you hear a scream, and then this blast of energy hit the flamethrower, who then just gets blasted out and crumbles dead to the ground as well. Nice multi-kill there.
Dang. That's wild.
And then he rises.
Yep.
Yeah,
are you,
this-
yeah, he
are you
rises
picking
too.
both of them?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. 2 more
I can
drones.
hold up to my shade in thralls, which is 4.
All right, so you have your 4 thralls are now up. The remaining flamethrower and the dude on the far south, up on the hill, is like, no, realizing they probably shouldn't have ambushed you guys.
Yeah.
That
It's a
one
bad
on the
move
right's
on
just
their
like,
part.
ah!
Fuck.
Nothing's happened to him, but he's just like,
And this is all happening at once, too, so they're kind of getting overwhelmed. And finally, our Pox, what do you do?
damn, our Pox hasn't even done anything.
So I have a question before I do. My passive, it says infect 1 enemy at the start of combat. Enemies who are infected take 1 harm at the start of my turn.
All right, so who did
so
you want
how-
to infect?
Who's left?
These two.
Those are the ones you can
Those
see. Yep.
two.
Mm.
Okay. Probably the one. Well, if the one that's kind of more to the south, they're higher elevated than we are, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I think the other one, the one that's kind of on the same
On the
ground
same-
as we are.
Okay.
And in the future, do you want me to announce that like at the
So
start of
yeah,
combat?
I'll try and keep
Okay.
track of it, but I might forget. You guys, I'm
No, you're
basically
fine.
letting you guys know. You guys should know your sparks, or at least have the sheets. So any abilities
Mm-hmm.
or things, I'll probably poke you guys at the start of combat saying anything before we get started, essentially, and we'll go from there.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I kind of forgot we had passive powers until Damien was talking about his, and I was like, oh yeah,
Let me
crap.
change some
So-
marks up here because I forgot I have these actually color coded. They're easier
Oh,
to
cool.
keep track of.
Is it okay if at some point I yell at James to come closer?
Sure.
Okay. So, at the start of your turn, your plagued enemy kind of wheezes back, and you see him kind of pulling at his mask because he's coughing. So he's trying to get it off before he does something unfortunate in it.
Gross.
All right, so your turn. What's up?
Okay, I'm going to do the infect active power.
Okay.
So I basically throw a plague bomb, and then one. So I'll have to move first, so that I'm within near range, and then I can throw it, and it'll just infect one enemy.
All right, who are you targeting? I'm assuming the other one is not
Probably that
infected?
same. Oh yeah. Let's try that one. I feel like throwing up is kind of, throwing.
Because you can't double infect
Something
a target.
Yeah, I was like throwing up. Ew.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying they throw up.
No. I mean, maybe.
All right.
But yeah, I'll throw it towards him.
Okay, it
the
blasts
guy.
at his feet. He's like, oh, what the fuck is this? All right, and it's the start of the enemy's turn. As the GM, pick a number of enemies, one enemy per spark. There's enough to go around. So the first one you infected is going to turn his flamethrower onto the nearest enemy and the sanguine right in his face, and pull the trigger.
Ah!
You are both embodied with flame. Let me do a quick check here. So, okay. So the warden, you take 2 points of harm,
Okay.
and the splash 1, so 1 point of harm to the sanguine.
Okay.
And of course, when you're using your powers, make sure you're tracking your fuel as well.
Mm-hmm.
Does that end up hitting any of the thralls as well? I don't know if it's like a spread. kind of thing.
yeah.
We're all
So
close.
the three thralls closest to you would be in close range of that initial blast.
Okay.
They
And
would
how
take
much damage?
1
would they
harm
take?
each.
Okay, they are still alive because of this other mod that I have. They have I raise them, instead of having 1 health each, they have 2 health each.
All right.
The good doctor go crazy.
The grenadier, while he's coughing, is going to turn his weapon onto the 3 in the middle of the valley here, and fire a shot. That is going to be. All right, splash. All right, that will be 1 harm to all 3 of you.
Ouch.
So
All right.
Pox, the
Great.
Infernal, and the Grim each take 1 harm as he picks up his ramshackle grenade launcher and fires a shot that explodes between you 3. And I get to roll a d6 now myself. Who gets targeted by the 3rd enemy?
Oh,
Ooh. Someone in the shadows.
All right. The biggest threat so far has, honestly, the one he's most freaked out by, the Grim. As you hear a shot ring out, as you take another 2 harm.
oh,
James.
and I am down. And as I, like, my body, like, collapses down and gets into that, like, shutdown mode, all of the drones, the, like, blue spikes that are inside of these things, they all start to glow much, much brighter as then each thrall that I have explodes, dealing 2 harm to all enemies within close range of them.
Jeez.
All right. So Jesse and Cecilia, you watch as the scarecrows from hell twitch, spasm, then bloat and explode in necromantic energy around you. You guys are unharmed somehow. The flamethrower gets blasted and dies. He only had 1 harm left, and you said it was 2 total
Yes,
And
per thrall.
Yeah.
per thrall, and the grenadier is dead as well.
Oh,
Dang.
All right.
And that was your supernova? Is
That was the supernova.
Oh,
Yep.
that's rad.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry you're dead, but like,
He's just
Damn.
powered down.
Yeah,
well,
just
I know,
power-
like,
yeah.
like fake dead.
So,
Yeah.
when a spark is down after its supernova reigns, they remain inactive until a teammate brings them back up.
Mm.
Okay.
And when I see James go down, I do want to call over to Takeshi, just because we already chatted. I want to say, Takeshi, get him up as soon as you can.
Will do, boss.
Right, and I believe, let me double check here, when you go supernova, you come back with 1 HP, I believe.
I think it's half of both. I thought.
Yeah, I think it's half your max, yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to say half your max for now until I read otherwise.
were
Okay.
we able to
Okay.
tell where the shot came from?
Oh yeah, it's fairly noticeable. It's up on the hill, up here. And seeing his companions get blasted like that, the sniper is going to pick up his rifle and he's going to try and fucking run. He's gonna go.
That's fair.
Whoop.
I
Yeah.
win too.
All right, and at the end of the GM's turn, I get to roll for resources. Sorry here. So many notes. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 down.
I love that we can still hear the dice.
All right. So no fuel from that one. No drop from that one. 3 to 5. That'd be this one and this one. And this one. All right. And the last 2 drop health pickups.
Oh, and just a reminder for everyone, it does say that an ally can spend their action to bring a dormant spark back to half their health and fuel rounded up.
Thank you very much.
Cool.
Just costs a turn. Costs an action. Gotcha. All right. And as the sniper starts to run, you see out of the Hellions, energy seems to kind of coalesce out of them into blue and to a red and green orbs. They kind of float there of solar energy, kind of siphoned from them. You know this to be an effect of your sparks themselves. Whenever you're in a proximity to a foe you've defeated, the sparks basically gather what remnant energy is in the area to basically re-energize itself. So these pickups can be grabbed by you guys as you see fit, but they only last a turn.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
That's cool.
Okay.
This is basically how you heal and refuel in the field.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, so that's the GM's turn. Players, you're up.
So I'm going to spend my turn picking up our Grim.
All right, you rushed over. The moment you place your hand on it, Takeshi, you hear in the back of your mind, "Feed," as you transfer energy into the Grim to bring it back up under functional status.
God damn.
Okay.
I'd like to go up to where these orbs are and try and collect samples of the orbs themselves, if possible, the dirt around them, things like that I can maybe bring back to the lab.
You know from training that the moment you touch one of these orbs, it will get absorbed into your suit for repurposing, essentially.
Okay.
But you can,
So maybe just like the soil around it. And...
yeah, you can grab some samples. I will say that would be a shade roll to see what kind of samples you can grab.
Six.
All right, you managed to successfully grab a sample of sun-soaked soil.
Sweet.
What a cool sounding item to have.
Mhm.
Are we
sounds,
still?
sounds like an Elden Ring item.
It does.
honestly.
It does.
So that's two
So
of
is-
you.
Is that? Are we still in the initiative?
Yep, still initiative. That sniper hasn't gotten out of combat yet, but he's trying to get the hell away.
Oh. So is he
I-
far or beyond?
He is at far at the moment, but he is close to getting beyond.
I.
Oh.
Well, I'm gonna go first.
No, I want to.
Okay. Do your thing, 21.
What? Do you follow me?
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was going to do the bat thing again
Okay.
and deal 1 harm to him, I guess, because he's the only enemy.
All right.
It's near, close, far beyond, or is it close, near, far beyond?
Yeah,
Close, near, far beyond.
Oh
It's
my
on
God, I
your
have a
quick
reference.
reference sheet.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
No,
Just
it's
No worries,
okay.
no
I
worries.
didn't know. And then I looked at it and I was like,
No, I'm the worst.
I mean, it's a new session. This is the first combat. It's all good. All right. You reappear as the bats slash and strip this guy. He kind of stumbles and looks back. No, please, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. He is in a panic. He is trying to get the hell away. As this vampire literally just appears before him like a bat out of like a little
and I'm
bat
going
out
to
of
try
hell.
and kind of envelop him in the bats.
Okay. Would you say this is a reactive action or an emotional one?
Ooh.
Because this is a guy that did try to just shoot at your brother.
I'd say it's emotional for sure.
All right, roll a sun for me. See how effectively you box him in.
4.
4. Okay, that is a success with a consequence. He gets another shot off on you. You take 2 harm as he panics and fires a shot at point blank.
All right.
I would like a go.
All right, you're up.
I'm going to move, I think right about there, so then I'm like within near range of this guy.
Mhm.
And then, like the eye holes on the skull pattern on my helmet just kind of like start to dim, as then this guy feels a. Yes, Wesley.
I want to, as you're getting all spooky and
Yeah.
grim, for lack of a better term,
Hey.
I am going to show up on your HUD and I'm going to say, we were attacked following the vehicle tracks. Do you think we should keep one of them alive for questioning?
Boss. Okay. So as that's playing, the HUD kind of like dims, and I take note of what has been said. So this guy suddenly just hears racking his mind, and almost like he's starting to feel these like strands wrap around his body, almost puppeteering him. One might even call it possess, like the name of this power that I'm using. Deal 2 harm to an enemy within near range and give them a single command that they must obey. And that single command is come.
All right, Jesse, you watch as these dark, shadowy tendrils rise up around your swarm of bats, surge into this guy, and you hear him straining against it as he takes 2 steps forward, and then you hear something snap, and he goes limp. And he is dead.
Oof.
You did too much harm.
He had a maximum harm threshold of 2. That would have killed him either
Oh.
way.
Sorry,
Oops.
that's my fault.
No, I think he also did 2 by himself.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he would have
Yeah.
died either
Possess
way.
does
yeah.
too,
Yeah.
so it's
Yeah, sorry. Never mind. It's your fault.
These orbs by myself and
Me.
who's with me? We're ants now. They're about to disappear, right? Can I grab
Yep.
Fuel?
Which one would you like to grab?
a fuel?
Grab a fuel? Okay. You. Whoop.
Can I grab
And-
a health?
All right.
It's
I will let you
At the
all
start of
grab
my turn.
an orb of choice.
Can I do that in initiative? Just because I have this mod called Defiant, and what it says is at the start of my turn, I regenerate 1 health, and I want to do that because I felt really cool, but everybody else was popping off, so I didn't get to do it.
I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Well,
I thought you were
So
gonna like
here's-
attack him, and I was like,
here's how
No,
I'm gonna
I absolutely would have.
Here's how I'm going to rule it. If it specifies at the start of your turn, since your players all share a round of combat, then any effects that take part at the quote-unquote start of your turn would proc even if combat ends during the turn.
Cool.
Oh.
Thank you.
So it procs first,
That makes
then
sense.
you
What a
grab
great
the orb.
GM.
That's
I
cool.
am gonna yell at James. What are you doing? Go grab some help.
Like, partial damage on the suit. I'll kind of like just breathe a little bit heavy.
I was
Fine.
Oh, I was gonna give him. I was gonna do a transfusion, but you killed him.
All right.
Just looking out for my sister.
Anyone
then-
want to take those
That's
last two?
Not your job.
I'll take one of them.
Okay. Mark that off.
Am I able to like reach it before
Oh,
it
yeah.
goes away
Oh, yeah.
though?
Since you're out of
Okay,
combat,
yeah,
I'm
I'll
kind of
take
hand waving
one
it from this
heal.
point.
Okay, I'll take 1 health then.
Okay. All right. Just want to make sure everything's accounted for so we have records.
Yeah.
All right. And with that, you guys have successfully cleared the ambush. Pass. You kind of get your things together. It's kind of odd. Usually the Hellions don't come this close to the city. Especially after a heavy armored vehicle has already gone through, apparently. So as you kind of look around, these guys have been set up here for a while.
And we did still see the tracks
Yep.
kind of leading down this direction.
Tracks continue on. If you want to get a closer look, I will allow either a shade roll. Yeah, I'll allow a shade roll from anyone who wants to try and take a look around to try and investigate what may or may not have happened here, if anything.
I'll look. 4.
That's good.
Okay.
That's a success.
It's not bad. But it's,
I want to look around, but more at the Hellions themselves and kind of do the medical diagnosis
Okay.
of like if they got any weird shit going on with them, if it looks like they've been in a scrap already, anything like
All right.
that.
So once again, shades, you're taking your time.
6.
Okay. So for the general look around, you got a 4, correct? You poke around a bit this ambush site. You do find a few more mines. One of them almost goes off, but you manage to toss it out before it explodes. But you do manage to eventually clear the area. These guys have been, judging by that, you got sense that these Hellions have been setting an ambush for at least a couple of days. They've had time to set up and settle these things. Looking around, though, you do see a few points where it seems like there's weapons fire shot at them or around the ridge line. You get the sense that and you see that the tracks kind of scuff a bit. You get the sense that the APC did get ambushed here, but they either through luck or skill managed to avoid the mines and just sped up to get past the ambush site itself, firing a few shots as it went. Looks like they didn't stop to actually engage these guys; they just ran. Which makes it also kind of odd, considering that out here you still have communication with the city. Why didn't they call it in? And I think that will be your complication, is that question of why didn't they call it in if they still could.
That is really weird.
In regards to the Hellions themselves, you look around, and I'll say, since the warden is there in particular, you're able to help out a bit with this.
Okay.
Cecilia, you recognize the uniforms of this particular group of Hellions. These were the same ones that attacked your home city.
Oh.
Or at the very least, they came from the same clan. But you remember the ones you remember, they traveled in a much larger force, so it's curious that there's only like 7 of them here. Maybe they were exiles, maybe survivors, who knows. With the 6, though, you guys can tell that these are people who voluntarily live out in the dusk and are not only crazy enough to survive, but hard enough to survive as well. So they look it for sure. You see a lot of their gear is salvaged from the ruins of the old world that they come across, or, in the case of this, you guess, stolen from city convoys or travelers.
Okay.
Aside from
Yeah, because
that,
they're pretty well geared for just kind of vibing out here.
yeah, the anti-vehicle mines are a new thing.
Don't like that.
Mm-mm.
I mean, is there anything else anyone wants to look at, or should we just kind of keep on going, I guess?
Let's move on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
James, do you mind if I
explained what we can.
take point from here on forward? We might get ambushed again.
Like, my hand kind of like goes across some of the damage on my suit. Yeah, that's fine.
Please do. No, sorry. No offense to you, Jane. Well,
I lead better from the back anyway.
that's not a thing.
And we walk. I guess we continue to follow
As
the
you
vehicle
guys
tracks.
continue on, leaving the cleared ambush behind you, making sure the road has been made safe. You get rid of any landmines you may have missed. As you guys are heading out, Jesse, you see a ping show up on your HUD, and it shows a quick schematic of James's suit, and it points out the damage he took, and gives you a quick, brief readout. You get the sense
Was
that
that-
your new accessory has a bit of extra functionality to it.
Thanks,
Ooh.
Marissa.
Oh.
All right.
Yay.
You guys travel on in relative ease. If you guys want to head to an RP before you reach the next location, by all means.
I do. Sorry, I keep doing this.
Yeah,
I
want to also.
All right.
You can. Do you want to go first?
No, you can go ahead. It's not like.
We can both do it.
At the same time.
Not necessarily. I guess we can, but that'd be
Alright,
really hard.
Cecilia, you're up first.
I'm gonna ping Miss Knox, and I'm gonna ask. So, if you don't mind my asking, what inspired you to become a pilot?
Well, my mom always said that the best scientists go out in the field, and I've been toiling away in my lab for quite some time, and I just felt like I had reached a point where everything that I've been working towards is gonna be for naught if I don't go out. I mean, like, I'm the second Pox. You know, nobody really takes my work seriously, even though I know that it's going to provide breakthroughs. So if nobody's going to take it seriously, then I will just have to do it myself. And I don't know. I like to think that my mom's probably proud of that. I hope so, at least. Anyway, yeah, just trying to get some research done.
You're not worried about the stigma that might come with the spark you wear?
I mean, everybody looks at me like I'm an idiot all the time anyway. Like, what's the difference? At least in here, I don't have to look at them in their eyes, so.
I see. Thank you for your time. And then I close the video link.
Stupid. That was too much. Why are you always saying too much? Shut up sometimes.
All right. And Jesse.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna talk to James, and is he? You're at 2 health,
I'm at 3,
3. How many health total do you have?
4.
Right. Sorry. Like, just stick close to me, and if we come across anyone, I'll get you some health back.
Was hoping that that my puppets would have done a little bit more, drawing some attention.
I mean, seems like we're a little out of their league in terms of combat, so.
I still went down.
You did. Maybe if you'd focused a little more on your health, but I understand why you didn't. Like, I can't really talk too much shit. I'm down to 1 myself.
Wait, you're
No.
down to 1?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh wait, no, I got fuel. Never mind. Yeah, I'm down.
You're down to one and you got fuel? Based.
She knows what she's about.
Living
Um,
on
but
the edge.
just stick close to me, okay? I'll try not to get too far away from you, but you got to be close to the guys if I want to do a transfusion.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's kind of
It
a
was-
moment of where the reality of it. You've been through the simulations, you've fought digital enemies before, but this was your first real taste of actual combat. And
Yeah.
It's kind of settling in a bit.
I think James kind of like is silent for probably like a good 30 seconds. Doesn't close like the video feed yet. But then he just mentions it was pretty cool though. Bats?
Right? I look dope as hell. But like for real, if I go supernova, I can come back. It just depends on how many people. Like I come back almost full health. Like if I had gone supernova in that group, I would have come back full health. But like you need a little help, okay? Just let me help you.
Just
That's why I'm out here in the first place.
wait until I'll get it next time.
I know you can do a cool
I'll get
shit.
it
You've
next
shown
time.
me the videos of your simulations. But just let me help you, okay? That's the whole reason I'm here.
All right. You know I'm grown now. I can take care of myself.
now.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
I
And
know you
closes
can
the
take
video
care
feed.
I'm gonna call him. I'm gonna ping him again.
I'll leave you on red.
Oh, man.
I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna keep doing it until you answer.
All right.
Beep.
What?
Don't fucking hang up on me again. Okay?
Okay. Well,
I'm sorry. I know. That was rude. I know. But I'm serious, okay? I came out here to take care of you because you felt like you had something to do. And that's
Well-
what I'm here for.
don't you want to know too?
Honestly,
What if those footprints were him?
I don't give a shit. If the footprints were him, he's more likely to die out in the dusk, okay? I know.
You know,
didn't.
Dad. He wouldn't have croaked that easy.
Honestly, I think it'd be better if he did.
Honestly,
For his sake.
I think so too.
I'm gonna hope those footprints weren't him.
All right.
Anyways, I'm done with this conversation.
Okay,
Hang up.
goodbye.
So as you guys continue on, the dusk is a strange place. Even here at the Crimson, where there's still enough light from the substations and the tri-spires themselves, you see remains of fragments of cities. You see dwellings, vehicles half rusted away. Hints at the glory of what the old world used to be, a world under the blessings of the sun for you, Takeshi, as far as you've been told by the monks and the acolytes.
Yes.
A better world than this. Though some have become comfortable under the red sky of the cities, some would prefer to return to the old ways if they could, or find a way to restore the sun, or perhaps in time find a new one. But for now, you have the shards, the sunwells, and as you crest the rise and see a dimmed sun shard embedded in a pit surrounded by prefab structures, the substations, which provide a little bit of extra juice, both for the outposts and back to the city itself. The solar substation is a small prefab camp and refinery built around a small dim sun shard. The tracks from the transport vehicle pass through the camp, and you see it sitting there, but you don't see the vehicle itself. From your spot on the rise, you see a few bodies scattered around the camp, but you don't see anyone moving around. Just the station with its slowly pulsing shard at its heart. As you do watch, though, you do see a few haze beasts just kind of mulling around, shuffling, a few of them sniffing at the bodies. You see two of them kind of biting and picking at one of the bodies for food, kind of pulling and fighting each other for the dish. But yeah, your destination lies ahead of you.
Well, Warden, We have a bounty. Should we dispatch those beasts?
We should dispatch the Peach, but we should also make sure. We should also check for any survivors. And then I rush ahead and rush in.
All right.
All right.
So, since you're not actually engaging yet, I'll bring forth let you move around to any spot along this side of the refinery for now.
Okay. So just for listeners, we have a couple of these prefab structures, kind of like between us and the, what do we call it? The outpost?
Yep, the refinery itself. So the structures you see ahead of you, I will let you know. As you kind of get closer, your map, your HUDs immediately kind of pull up a scan map of the area. You know that the 4 buildings at the top are barracks for the staff and the guards, as well as a few civilian support personnel. The L-shaped structure here is the repair and maintenance facility. This building is the medical ward. The mess hall and recreation area is here. And the 4 unmarked buildings are just general office and operations space. The central structure of the refinery is surrounded by 6 massive fuel tanks, which sit partially full.
Okay. Yeah, so I guess are we wanting to like fan out or consolidate on one spot? What are we thinking?
I don't know, fearless leader. What are you thinking?
I
As people look
remind
at Cecilia,
James.
Cecilia looks at James.
Didn't you take him
Well, I
off
want
of
to-
leadership duty?
I wanted to step in the front just in case we got shot from the front again, but I didn't like take off the mantle. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
got
okay.
it.
I just give
James
James
looks
a
at
look
Jesse.
that's like, you're fucking sticking with me. But like, if you,
Jesse and I will take left. You 3 take right. And actually, and Takeshi be a vanguard in the center.
Okay.
Alright, so go ahead and
I
fan
think that-
yourselves out wherever you wish on that edge.
Yeah.
So I think that you have a lot of interesting. You have wings, so I imagine you can
Most of my stuff's close, actually.
really.
Yeah.
Oh,
So, we are fanning out, but I think I'm going to try and get on top of this Y building,
Okay.
the one like directly in front of me.
oh, like right
On top of the maintenance bay?
that.
Alright.
Yes.
As we fan out like this, I do want to ping Takeshi again. And as I come up on his video feed, I want to say, I think your spark is a little more durable than theirs. Do you mind
Yes.
keeping an eye on them as you explore?
You got it, boss. I'll can do.
Thank you. And then I close the video feed.
Of note, while you do that, actually, you notice there's a bit of a haze to your short-range comms, and your long-range comms are all showing as offline.
Oof.
Oh no.
Okay.
So something in this area is preventing you from reaching back to the city, it seems.
Eesh.
Jesse and James, as you start making your way around towards the Hab barracks, you do see a small cluster of winged serpent things. They're little small things about the size of a house cat, essentially, each. All kind of clustered around a few of the bodies. Picking at them, kind of screeching at each other. They look very small, very young. They haven't noticed you yet.
Okay. Then I'll probably just kind of like, video comm to Jesse. Well, do you think Mama's around?
I imagine she has to be.
You recognize these
Maybe
things
we
as a
just-
wyvern brood.
Ooh.
Remember?
Wyvern.
yes.
Should we try and draw it out?
And we're not gonna get far if we don't eliminate these things, so might as well.
Alright, well, you two are making the plan. Ward and Pox, what are you guys doing down there? Near the medical area.
kind of imagine us like not really like sneaking, but just trying to be quiet and
As quiet
checking
as two sparks can be.
corners. Yeah.
All right. You don't see anything outside the building quite yet. You are passing by. You see a few of the windows peeking in. Do you want to look inside?
I do.
Yeah.
All right. I need a sun roll from both of you, please.
Oh no.
This is my thing.
Sounds like it's not Misty's thing.
It's like not my thing. It's just
Not your thing.
oh yay, a 6.
I got a 6 as well.
All right.
Damn.
Looking in, you see one of the recovery wards, and you do see a few people lying in some of the beds. But as you look close, you see each one of them has been executed.
Executed
Oh.
like by people.
Yeah, it looks like they were since you both rolled 6s. It looks like they were already in the beds recovering from whatever, like either an injury. You see, one of them has like a cast around his leg, but it looks like while they were in their bed, someone came through and just pop, and put them down while they were there.
Snap.
Dang.
Does it look like there was any like struggle at all, or does it look like it was like?
You do see. It looks like one person tried to get out of their bed, but didn't make it far. But aside from that, there was no sign of a struggle.
But like they
Damn.
saw their killer.
You would assume so, unless they were sleeping. But that last person definitely saw what was going on and tried to get out, but didn't get far.
Oh no.
Of note, though, there are for a substation this size, from the bodies you've seen out in the yard, as well as the ones in here, there's still a lot of people just missing.
Mm.
Hmm. Don't like that.
Okay, and with that, back to Jesse and James real quick. Will you be initiating combat?
So I'm gonna hop towards Jesse and James. I'm gonna move to the roof of the office
forgot you were
building
in the middle.
closest to them.
All right. Yeah, you can see the Wyvern Brood kind of. You see, actually, from your angle, you wouldn't. You just see the fuel tank, but you see that Jesse and James are looking at something behind it.
Yes.
Well, how do you want to approach this?
Well, just stick close to me. I could give you a little bit of help, and the next time I'll get myself some help.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So do we just want to rush in?
I think I'm gonna run in and do. Oh wait, that's the wrong thing.
Are you guys looping me into this plan?
I don't think they know you're watching them, unless they do.
I was gonna kind of run into the group and do siphon,
But I
but
just told
do
you.
the
I didn't
blood
tell them
effect.
that.
Yeah, good point.
So I do it to all the close enemies. And siphon is pull the life force right from your foes, deal 1 harm to 1 enemy within close range, and gain 1 health. But the blood effect is it affects all close enemies.
What is blood effect?
That's I lose 1 health. Wait, hold on. Oh, but I did blood soaked is one of my mods,
Mm-hmm.
which is gain blood effect at no health cost.
Oh,
Typically,
sick.
I lose 1 health.
Every time you activate the blood effect.
Yeah, but I do siphon.
So you can just do it for free.
Yes,
That's sick. This game's so sick.
Yeah.
Also cool.
All right, and it's
Okay.
1 enemy within close.
all enemies within close.
Okay,
And that's because of the blood
because
effect.
of the blood
and
effect.
it's 1 each.
Yes.
All right.
And then I'm not sure. It's unclear. Do I gain from each enemy that takes damage, or because
Yeah, I think it's 1 per enemy. That's how I would read it.
okay?
That's
So then I'd be back at full
The
health.
heck?
Yeah, you guys are badasses. Do cool shit.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Just not used to it.
So you rush in, you activate your siphons, and you kind of float over them. These wormlings kind of look up at you surprised. One of them hisses at you to finally seems to be like the biggest of the group, but still fairly small. As you draw the blood from them, you see it kind of seep through their skin, and they kind of writhe in pain and agony. These are small creatures, so even the little bit you're taking is a lot for them. Of note, though, you see 2 tendrils of blood seeping from one of the hab blocks nearby. You get 7 points of
Oh.
health back.
Oh,
From one of what?
That was
There are
One
2
of the bears.
sources
One of
of
the
blood nearby that you didn't see.
oh shit. Did those wyvernlings, did they die?
Nope, they're still alive, but you did. There's only 1 health, but they did a lot. It hurt them a lot.
All right. And I assume
Okay.
you've noticed the 2 things of blood.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what I am going to do then is I am going to move over here, and I have a question. Is readying an action a thing in this game?
No.
Okay. So let's...
I will say you do see the tendrils coming from this hab block. That one.
sorry, one-
it didn't ping
that
properly.
Okay.
Okay. I would like to... I'm going to try and move to the door of one of these, or of that half
Okay.
block.
What
And
are you
is
guys
it open?
calling it?
Yeah, what are you saying? Half block?
Hab.
Hab block.
What does that mean?
Habitable.
Habitation block. It's
Or
a short
Oh,
for
hab block.
habitat, habitation, habitable, just hab.
I see.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm gonna rush, like, seeing that. I imagine I was kind of trailing Jesse a little bit with some distance. But seeing those 2 tendrils, I kind of like bank over there and try and see if I can look inside.
There's a rear door, but there's no window back there. If you want, you can take an action to try and bash the door down, pick it, or whatever you want to do to get through if you want.
Damn. I was hoping I could see in. So, what kind of cool thing can I do? Let's see, I'm kind of a nerd. So what kind of nerd thing could I do?
I will accept any
Mayhaps.
attribute suggestion as long as you can validate it to me.
Does it look like this door is already blocked?
You don't get the sense that there's anything blocking the door, but it is closed, and it might be locked.
Okay. I think then what I'm going to do is attempt to... Nope. Because Jesse told me to stay close. So then as an action, if I can just move back over closer
I will
to
think that
Jesse.
was part of your move, since it's still within the same range.
Okay. Yeah, so I like check, I see that the door's closed. So I rush back over to Jesse, and I will I'll go ahead and try and possess one of these wyvernlings.
Okay.
So again, you feel the strands kind of like all around this thing's body as it's trying to writhe, and the word that it hears that it can, I guess, understand is stay.
It stays as it falls limp dead.
I'll do it.
And drone shot.
Again, it seems that the thing seems to try and fight against the possession, but the physical pain and strain of doing so, it just breaks under its own pressure. You know how?
Yeah, because I imagine the strings are like probably like burning at any chance
Yeah.
of like
and
resistance,
just like
and that's where
its
the
own
harm's
body
coming.
fighting against its own form, trying to fight itself. It tears itself apart.
Jeez.
But
Yeah, it's not
you now
how
have a zombified broodling drone.
Yeah, and Takeshi, I imagine that you saw us sprint over.
Yeah, I'm gonna call over the comms to Cecilia. Like, boss, Jesse and James are in combat, assisting, and I'm gonna sprint my way over there, and then, I am close enough. I'm gonna hit the nearest wyvernling.
That one?
With my Hellfire. And that deals 3 damage, and if it dies, something else happens.
Alright, they sure enough do die.
Okay.
How many did you
Something else
hit?
happened.
One? 3?
No, I hit one of them
Okay.
for 3 damage.
Damn.
And as my fire like burns into it, it explodes and deals 3 damage to every enemy within close range.
All right, which is going to
I
be
wish
Oh my
all of them
God.
that are in the
Guys,
open, except for the
let's
2 that
stop.
are inside the building. So you fling your, so as you kind of rush forward, between your taloned fingers, a little mote of sunlight appears, and flickers and kind of implodes upon itself as you throw it forward into this thing's mouth, and it goes, boom, and explodes outward, killing the other 3 in the area.
God damn. And now I have 4 thralls, I guess.
You do indeed.
After what you said,
Yes.
did you keep the video chat open as you were blowing them up, or did you?
No, I think I closed it as I was running in there.
Then I'm gonna ping you back and go. How's the situation over there?
I feel like we probably heard explosions.
Yeah, that's
right?
why I'm like, maybe they're fine.
Is everyone good?
Yeah.
There's something in this building still, but we've taken care of everything in sight.
Okay, cool. Keep me aware of the situation.
Will do, boss.
Oh, Takeshi, roll a sun for me, please.
Nerd.
Okay. 5.
5? Okay. Your explosion manages not to critically damage the fuel tank you were close to.
Oh,
Sick.
that's good.
Yeah.
You do see the,
That's
you
probably
do
a
see
good
the
thing.
explosion scorch the paneling, but it doesn't do enough damage to actually jostle the volatile solar fuel inside.
Oof. Okay.
Yeah, that would have been real bad.
Yeah.
3 supernovas just that.
It's a good thing you didn't roll a 1. Okay, so Ward
Yeah.
and Pox, you've heard the report. What do you guys want to do?
I think they sound like they can manage. So I kind of want to keep, if you're okay with it, Pox, I want to keep going down and around.
Yeah. I'm
Eventually.
a little spooked,
Yeah.
and I like in a curious
Mhm.
way. Like I want to see what happened.
Yeah, you guys are approaching the mess hall at this point.
Yes.
Yeah.
As you approach the mess
It's
hall,
not very
there are
clean.
much larger
Who invited?
I don't know.
windows here, and you can see 3 of those little broodlings I described earlier, kind of rummaging around through the mess hall. There are no bodies here. It is dead clean. Looks like these things got in somehow.
It's not messy.
It looks like they got in
Nah.
somehow and are now rummaging through the pantries trying to find food.
Is there an entrance on our side?
Close enough for you guys to get in on your movement, yeah.
Should we consider it a good thing that they haven't gotten to the bodies in the hospital? Because if they're looking for food, like that would be an easy enough source, right? Like,
Yeah, and I'm
It's
sure,
just
like,
there.
I imagine they're hunting via smell, so it's
yeah.
Gotta
Maybe they've
be.
already gone to the bodies.
Maybe they just
I
can't
mean, I
get
feel
in.
like we would have seen.
Oh,
Yeah, we didn't see a
Maybe.
door.
a hint from God.
What do you think? Should we take care of these, or do you want to just keep moving and ignore them?
Should probably take care of them. I'd rather leave them, but I don't want that to come to bite us later. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Literally.
And then I'm gonna move inside.
Yeah, and I'll follow just a couple paces behind you,
Right.
just taking point, making sure that nothing is gonna be behind us.
Mhm.
You know.
As you push your way in through
Um,
the doors, you see them kind of pop their head out and look around like they heard you come in, and they kind of turn towards you and kind of hiss defensively.
As they are, as we're walking in and they turn, I would like to initiate my passive power.
Okay.
So the one closest to us will take infect damage.
All right.
Or I guess it doesn't take damage quite yet, but it is infected.
I would like to trigger mine as well upon entry.
Okay.
It's called Unstoppable, and how it works is while moving, I stun one enemy within close range. They cannot act for the rest of the round.
All right, as you
But I have a mod called Shockwave that makes it apply to 2 enemies.
okay.
Oh snap!
So as you
That's cool.
burst in through the doors, the blast wave is carried by a blast of solar energy as well, as Pox comes in quickly behind you and infects the nearest one. It gets stunned by the shockwave, followed by one of its peers, as the third one starts kind of scrambling at the path, trying to get a higher vantage point. So those are your passives. Active abilities.
Do you want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
You can go first.
Okay.
Oh, would my
Okay,
Defiant mod have triggered at the start of this? The 1 health of return? Or will that trigger next turn?
If it's at the start of combat, then yes, it would trigger.
It's every turn for me.
So at the start of your turn, it would have triggered. Yes.
Cool, thank you.
Damn.
Yeah, I know.
I'm going to use my spread power. It says compel the plague to spread far and wide. Target an infected enemy up to near range. Infect all enemies within close range of target.
All right. As you flex your hand, you manipulate the plague inside the first target's body. As it leaps out and spreads to the other 2. They're all 3 are infected now.
Dope.
That's so fucking cool.
Every one of them is within close
Yep.
range, right?
Everything in this building
Yeah.
is close range, I'm considering.
Okay, I want to crush and throw the furthest one, the one that didn't get stunned. So how that works is I run up to a close enemy, I crush it in my grip for 2 harm, and then I can throw it to a near location, and any enemies there take 1 harm. So I think I want to. You said it was like trying to look for a higher
Yeah,
vantage
it's
point.
scrambling up one of the cupboards, trying to get away from you.
Yeah, as it does that, I want to just reach and grab it, crushing it in my grip,
It goes splat.
and then
Cool.
does it die in my
It is
grip?
dead.
Okay,
I mean, its body can still do damage.
it's gonna, and then I fling it at the other 2 that were stunned when I walked
Alright,
in.
you take 1 harm each. Okay.
I kind of feel bad for them.
Also, the Warden is horrifying.
Yeah, honestly.
Nothing that big should
Me?
move that quickly.
I'm a shining pillar
Yeah.
of light, a beacon of hope. At least I try to be.
As you're shaking the blood off of your
Alright,
hands.
that is
Oh.
that for your guys' turn. It is now the enemy's turn. Let's see, James, you hear scrambling inside the building. And you see 2 more broodlings are crawling out through a hole in the roof, trying to get away from.
Oh.
They don't know what's hurting them, so they're just trying to get the hell away from wherever they are.
Mhm.
I do feel bad for them.
You know, they're just little babies.
I
Probably
don't
vicious,
know.
but still.
You guys made the most noise down south, so I get to roll something. Oh,
Exciting.
Okay.
Please don't kill us.
All right. As you are kind of prepping, like, which one of you is closest to the door that you came in?
I would say I am.
All right. You. Where is it here? I lost it. There it is. You feel something large slam into you for 2
Ow.
harm.
Oof.
Clamp onto your
Okay.
leg and start dragging you out the door quickly.
Oh God.
Ah, shit!
Both you and the warden, your shade is reduced by 1.
Jeez.
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh, you guys are dumb now.
Hey, relax.
Sorry. You're not dumb, but like,
As you
Oh,
look
I mean,
as you look Pox towards your attacker, you see this large panther-like creature with 6 limbs clamped onto your leg, dragging you back into the darkness.
that's horrifying.
Oh God.
All right, and move that. All right, that is back to the player's turn. Who wants to go first?
Would the other 2 broodlings in our room have died from the poison on their turn?
It's the starter.
Because they took 1 harm from.
Yeah, they take 1 harm at the start of.
Then yeah, the other
my
2
turn,
just kind of
so
cough,
whenever
shrivel, and die. on the floor.
Aw. Why do I feel bad for these?
'Cause
Oh,
they're
things?
I almost
babies.
forgot.
They were
Hold on,
just
sorry.
chilling.
Okay.
Not the time.
There is a health pickup in the mess
Oh,
hall
right.
from the one you
Oh,
killed
yeah.
there. Nothing. Health, and there's just 1 health and 1 fuel out by the refinery.
Okay.
Get the fucking hell.
Yeah, you know what? Because I'm like pretty happy with what has gone on thus far, I am going to walk my happy ass over to where that I'm probably gonna grab both the health and fuel because I am kind
Are
of
you
hurting
allowed?
for
I'll
both.
say 1 per person per turn, essentially.
Okay. Then I will grab health.
Okay.
And then I will use my ability called Siphon. So I'm just going to narratively describe this.
What?
So I bring my hand up and then I like close it down into a fist. But as I am like slowly closing down my fist, you're seeing one of these wormling thralls that I have suddenly start to like erupt in blue fire as their organic pieces slowly shift and break down until they are nothing but fuel.
Wow.
All right.
Whoa, you're like Siphon, but for fuel.
Yeah.
We both have Siphon.
And so how this works is I sacrifice a thrall within close range. It creates drops of health or fuel equal to its maximum health. An ally may claim them.
All right.
All of my thralls have 2
Yep.
health, so that is 2 fuel dropped.
Okay. So, boop, 2 fuel tokens there. All right, that's you. Who's next?
Is Pox still like
Still being dragged by the crazy panther thing.
okay?
Right.
It is just. I'll say you're just outside the door at this point.
I would like to move to follow them. Would my shockwave ability stop it from dragging her?
If you could stun it, yeah.
Okay. Then I want to do that. I don't know if there's like. It's just as one enemy in close range. They cannot act for the rest of the round. But I
Yep,
guess
so that'd be
just
the
one, 'cause there
enemy.
aren't
Yep.
Yeah. And then I want to crush and throw again, but since I don't really care about its ending location, what I want to do is I want to move behind it, stun it so Pox is free, and then I want to like wrap my arms around it and kind of suplex it into the ground,
All right.
Ooh.
And how much damage? That
dealing 2 harm.
do harm? Okay. So, Pox,
That's so
as you're
fucking
being
cool.
dragged out by this thing snarling at you around your leg, the ward rushes out, bashes it in the side with its shield. Its jaw pops open, letting you go, and then it gets grabbed, lifted up, and just pile drive down on the other side of the warden.
Yeah, I do want to position myself between it and Pox.
So, I'll say boop there.
Yeah, thank you.
Right. I believe we still have Pox, Sanguine, and Infernal. You guys are left.
So 2 of the things popped out of the
Yep,
room.
they're trying to leave. They are hurting. They don't know what's hurting them. They want out of there.
Oh. I'm probably gonna jump over there and do Siphon with the blood effect,
All right.
which does damage to all close enemies.
All right.
I want to get in close range of them, if at all possible.
Oh, easily. You hop up onto the. You kind of float up onto the roof and float down in front of them as they try and leave.
Yeah, and I'm gonna do 1 damage to each of them.
All right. You suck them dry, and you get 2 health back.
Yeah.
Also,
Yay,
keep
I don't
track
have
of
more
just
health.
keep track of what your maximums are, of course.
Yeah. I didn't need the health, but
2 shriveled up broodlings collapsed on the roof.
okay. I feel bad now.
All right. Pox or Infernal?
I just want to know where the mom is, you know?
Mm-hmm. Me too.
What's
Right.
this panther doing here?
Yeah,
also-
That's really unrelated.
So we don't see any other enemies near us.
Nope.
So I'm gonna call it in to Cecilia, like, "Hey, boss, we've got everything taken care of over here."
What a nerd.
Good job.
Since you guys are right in the middle, this is as the pile drive is happening and you're being dragged up. Does Takeshi see as he pings you?
I guess he would see me like. I imagine it's mid like suplex, so I'm like kind of upside down,
So it's just like,
and so like the hair's kind of yeah. And then I managed to hear his report despite like the slamming of the panther into the ground. And then I'll just take a breath and say, "Oh, that's good to hear. I'm glad you guys were able to handle it."
You don't want to ask for help?
I think we're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
God damn. What a fucking power move. You're just like dealing with like a giant car-sized panther and just like, yeah, we're fine.
We did find still upside down. I'll say we did find bodies in the med, like
The
what
med
looked to
bay.
be a med bay.
Okay.
If you can find any, it looked like they were executed by another human, not by these animals. So if you could find any, literally anything, that would be helpful.
I'll
One of
keep
them
an eye
did look
out.
like he was trying to flee before he was executed.
Okay. I'll keep an eye out, boss.
You're the best. And then I close the,
Wow.
not like the best, but like
Honor.
No. He takes it personally. He says, "Yes, I am the best."
So Takeshi, anything you want to do on this turn, or you just want to kind of make sure your teammates are okay first? Or...
Yeah, I think I'm gonna check on my teammates. Do we have any fuel left in that like grouping?
Yeah, I just dropped 2 new ones.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna grab 1 piece of fuel while I'm checking on my teammates.
Oh. Can I grow?
Yeah, so my plan is that I'm gonna like slowly cycle through and siphon
Yeah.
each of these thralls.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right.
all of all of your
Takeshi,
units are so terrifying.
Roll
Yes.
moon or shade, depending on how much time you want to kind of get a good look around.
Well, that's normal.
I want to take a shade. I want to take my time.
Okay.
Car-sized panther is not normal.
You made fuel out of a cat.
I got a 6.
6. Okay. As you're kind of looking around, surveying for any other threats, you do see eyes watching from inside the refinery. And as you notice it, they notice you noticing and hurry back inside.
Absolutely not.
Did they look like human eyes
very
or
canine.
more wyvern?
Very
Okay.
canine eyes. You see,
Got 9
you
of
actually see 4 sets of them. Looks like a small pack.
Okay.
It looked like they
Well-
were eyeing the Grim, but when they noticed you were watching, you're like, "Oh shit, nope!" and rushed into the refinery itself to get cover.
Yeah, because they're scared of me.
I guess.
Yeah, not the person who's literally like turning their companions.
I just
More along the
I didn't
lines
want
of,
it
yeah,
to go to his
ambush
head.
predators. And Pox, your leg is free. What do you do?
Is the panther still kicking?
Oh yeah, it scrambles
He's
back
stunned.
to its feet, and it looks like it's kind of snarling at the warden now.
Okay. I am going to throw one of the bombs under it and get him infected. So hopefully, if he's still got a lot of health, I can
All right, he is infected.
help. Sweet.
All right. Start of his turn.
No.
I think I don't know if this feels busted, but is he like just stunned? Like, is he? Can I permalock him? I don't know if that's a thing. That feels busted.
So I can make it so he can't move, but that's like
Well, my passive does that. Like, if I move near him, I stun him, and it says he cannot act for the rest of the round.
The
for the rest of the round, but mine is like I would have to infect him and then I can do another thing. And then that's that one's
So
around
he is
too.
cur-
Never mind.
But I can
think
move every
so he
round.
is currently stunned. Technically speaking, he
Mhm.
can be stun locked
Oh,
because again, you guys are badasses.
Yeah.
Sanguine, one of the wyverns turns into an extra fuel point for you. If you want to take it,
What?
you talked about wanting a fuel.
Yeah.
from
one of the
yeah.
wormlings turns into a fuel since it's GM turn.
Beautiful. Dibs. Love.
And the
Okay.
pack is going to bug out because they don't want any of your shit right now.
Plain.
Good.
You don't see it, but they
Yeah, I
are
guess that's
gone.
Good.
They're just going to say, "Nope, not gonna deal with that." Out. All right, players' turns. You're up. The 3 of you up north, you do hear the sounds of fighting coming from down south. Start of turn, I believe the infected does take a point of damage, correct?
Correct.
That would have been at the start of the Panther's turn, right? Not our turn.
I thought it was
Or
start
is
of
it
our
your
turn.
Yeah.
It's at the start of my turn.
So I'm just
Oh,
saying
okay.
it's a start of
So-
the round of combat, so. Oop. You
Okay.
see it, it's wavering, it's too stunned to act, and it coughs up and you see blood pouring out of its maw.
Um,
Do you want to go
trying
first?
to think.
Do you want me to go first?
I can go first if that's cool with you.
Yeah.
I'll do. I have another power that's called symptomatic, and I have an evolved mod on. So symptomatic, I get to decide the fate of the infected. Choose one effect for all infected enemies this round. I can take away one harm dealt, add a harm to the person or the thing, or make it so it can't move. And then the mod, let's see, where did it go? Choose one of the symptomatic effects to permanently be in effect.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's why I thought I could make it permanently not move. It's because I can't.
That's
Um,
right.
So your call.
da-da-da-da-da.
Damage, weaken, or freeze.
I think I'm just gonna damage.
Okay, one takes 1 point.
I thought that I was cool.
Everyone's so
But
cool.
what the fuck,
Like, everyone's so fucking
So
terrifying.
you flex one of your extra arms, and there's a pulse of green energy, and you see that same pulse appear in the panther creature as it shudders and kind of collapses to one leg and coughs again. It is not looking good, but it is still up.
I
Goodness.
would like. Do we? We don't have to use our powers.
No, you can
to
just punch the
attack,
damn
right?
thing if
said
you want,
we're
or
free to-
hit it with a chair or something.
Okay, I would like to, as like, because I want to stun it again with my movement. So can I just like head bash it flavor wise, and that be the
I
stun?
his headbutt for a point of harm. For sure.
I want to go back to the door of the room we were just in, rip it off its hinges, and slam it with that.
Okay,
If I can do that.
I will say, I'm going to call that. Did you say this is reactive or emotional? I'm going to say lean towards more emotional and powerful.
Yeah, I think it's. I would like to roll stun.
Yeah, I
if
would say
that's
that's a stun roll.
available.
Go ahead. I'll say the
Cool.
amount of harm you do, it depends on what you roll.
Okay,
Oh man.
I got a 6.
All right. You ripped the thing off its hinges, and have you ever seen SpongeBob? That one episode where Patrick is dreaming in his sleep. He lifts up his house and starts bashing SpongeBob with it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's basically what's happening here. It's like no, stop. You take the Lachanka to the panther thing, and it is fucking dead by the time you're done with it.
That's
And that
awesome.
ends combat.
Fine.
I'm gonna video chat Pox and say, and that is how we say fuel efficient.
Noted. Speaking
And then
of
I'm gonna
fuel,
toss the door aside.
do we have any around
Speaking
here?
of fuel, ba-ba-doo.
Yeah.
There is. I think there was still a health pickup inside the mess hall, and there is a fuel pickup from the Panther now.
So yours.
Thanks.
All right. The 5 of you kind of reconvene after a moment, wait a bit. You don't hear anything else moving in this area. You give it a quick sweep. You do notice that there is a very large tear in the vehicle door of the maintenance bay, and you get, oh, that's where the Panther came from. As you're making your sweep, you enter into the refinery itself. Again, you see a handful of bodies that look like they've been shot. Most of them have either been shot at point blank range or in the back.
Jeez.
Goodness.
But you don't see any signs of a struggle, aside from maybe one instance. You see one of them died with a bloody wrench in their hand. It looks like they did manage to get a good whack off before they were shot.
This sounds like a coup.
You eventually come to the refinery itself, and it is empty as all hell. But when you get to the shard, you do see on one of the catwalks a robed figure lying slumped with a pistol in its lap, and one hand holding onto a strange device that seems to be attached to the sun shard itself and drawing energy from it.
Oh, what the fuck?
Mm.
Can I go and...
Slowly
Are we
approach?
still? Are Prox and I still suffering from the -1 shade?
No, once the thing died, that debuff is gone.
Oh, thank heavens.
I don't got much shade anyway, but I'd rather not be that low.
Yeah, I was gonna slowly approach.
Yeah. Like, do you want to check out the body and I'll check out the device, or vice versa?
Is it a body or is it a guy?
It seems to be a body. It's not moving, but you do see a few
Oh,
dead
okay.
animals around it. Looks like it fought these things
Oh.
off, but it is definitely not one of the workers.
I feel like if anyone's gonna look at the body, it's gonna
Yeah,
be you.
yeah, you're right.
Does it look like?
I'm gonna check out the
That-
device.
Does it look like the gun he's holding is the kind of gun that would cause the injuries from the rest of the workers?
It looks like a fairly standard sidearm.
Mm.
So I'll let you draw whatever conclusions from that you wish. It seems to be more of like a revolver type, so it wouldn't have for the number of bodies you see. There wouldn't be enough shots in that weapon itself to do what you've kind of spotted, kind of
Mhm.
counting out. Especially if judging by the number of enemies here, it looks like whatever ammo this person had, it used to fight these creatures off
Mm.
before whatever it was got to him. Roll for our
Not
Grim,
encouraging.
since we're investigating the body. Roll a shade for me, please.
Okay. Oh, damn. 2 6s and a 5?
Okay. So with a 6, first things first, this person is not wearing it's the robe it's wearing is a pale kind of bluish gray color, and you see a pin holding it shut in the shape of a crescent.
This is
I
lunar
thought
cult
so.
shit.
Oh no.
As you're checking
don't
the
know what it
body,
means, but
he
I'm
died
scared.
from wounds to the neck. Looks like a creature got to him and bit his throat out. Probably ran out of ammo.
Good.
He had managed to keep
think it
one
was
hand
a
on the
dab
device,
thing.
but it's kind of more at this point, kind of hanging off of it.
Hmm.
You do, though, find a data pad on their body, on her body specifically. Actually, I'll let one of you make an attribute roll to try and gather data off of it. Whoever wants to do that.
I mean,
It's probably another shade roll.
Technology
Depends
is
on
not
what
really
on
my
how you
strong
want to do
suit.
it.
Jesse, you
I'll
want to
do
do
it.
it?
So how do you want to? So what are you rolling and how?
Oh, I was gonna roll a 6. I imagine that in some of the jobs that I've done, 'cause I've had a lot of different jobs.
Mhm.
I've worked with tech at
Yeah.
some point.
So I'll say with the 6, you recognize this make and model data pad. Like you've helped. You're like, oh, it's just locked. I know how to bypass that, and you kind of do a soft reset of it and bring it open. Most of the data, unfortunately, is corrupted. The data pad itself seems to be damaged, but you do pull a note off here. It says, "Silence the children, shackle the father's spawn. The trinary night comes. Glory and praise to the mother. Ayah, so comes the work of the Pale Ones." And it's labeled as Father Geo.
F.
Father Geo?
Geo.
Like, Giovanni?
Like geological.
Maybe? Or...
So
Okay.
you're left with the data pad and the device that seems to be siphoning energy off of the shard.
I don't like this device.
We should
thing.
probably stop this device. Should we just
Yeah.
Should we just break it?
Mm,
I want to take a look at
feels
it.
like
first.
a waste of energy.
Oh,
Like it's siphoning the energy,
No, I know,
right?
I know.
Like,
okay. I see what you
Yeah.
mean.
And
Yeah.
it's basically
Okay,
it's
I
was just
using
gonna
the,
take a
it's
look
using
at
the
it.
shard to power itself, essentially.
Mhm.
All right. Yeah, I
Is
want
it-
to see if there's any way that I could figure out what it is and if it. Because, like, what if it's attracting these things?
maybe. I mean, I'm more concerned about it maybe making it so that the comms aren't.
If it's one of
Working
those lunar fucks, they might be trying to break this shard. So I'm gonna try and like
True.
stop it siphoning the energy from the sun
Gonna try
shard.
to turn it off or pull it off, or just break it.
I kind of want to take a look at it, see if I can figure out what would make the most sense, just a course of action to make it stop.
Basically, that would tie
Like-
into your how do you get rid of it roll. Essentially, it would really depend on what you want to roll. If you want to break it off, that'd be sun. If you want to turn it off, that'd be shade. If you want to just kind of pull it off the thing itself, that would be moon.
I was thinking of trying to figure out how to turn it
Turn it
off.
off. That'd be a shade roll then.
Okay. 6.
6. All right. You kind of look through it and you manage like, okay, this goes here, and if I cut this wire, and you hear it go, and you see the sunshine actually brighten up a little bit as you turn it off. As this device turns off, though, you hear city to shard team, can you hear me? Over. Your long range comms are back up.
Woo, we hear you loud and clear. Over.
Oh, thank the light. I thought we'd lost you too. Where are you?
We are at the research place you
We're
told us
at
to go to.
Delta
Solar substation.
Ajax
Gamma.
7. I don't
No,
know.
that's
That's
us.
a different
Yeah,
group.
That's a different.
You
We are
Delta
Delta
X7.
X7.
Yeah, I know. I didn't say that out
Which
loud.
I guess you're not wrong.
It's okay,
Like, we
you're-
are
you're-
at them.
Substation
You're-
Gamma.
Yeah,
Hierarchy.
get Substation Gamma.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry. I was just like, here's words. I know them.
Oh, glad to hear you made it there. Can you give me a report? What's going on over there? How is everybody?
Lunar cult.
Not
Yeah,
great.
the moment you say lunar cult, you see her faces kind of drop and go, fuck. Any survivors?
It doesn't
None.
look like it.
Nope.
Any sign of the response team?
None.
What does that mean?
No.
I thought we were the response team.
I think
No, the
first
vehicle.
response.
The vehicle.
They
Yeah.
sent
went
you to
in.
find them.
You would have.
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh.
And the thing is, you didn't even see their vehicle here.
Yeah.
We didn't even see their vehicle here.
All right, stand by, fire
Important.
team. And she kind of cuts the connection for a few minutes.
Do you think they maybe got here, are one of these many dead bodies, and then they took both the cultists, they took the vehicle? Does that
My-
make sense to you guys? Is that
My
too
guess
far-fetched?
would be that when the vehicle arrived, it was already compromised.
You think that? What do you mean?
Maybe
Look at the wrists. There's no like signs of any kind of struggle. Look at the hands, the fingernails. No signs of struggle on any of these corpses here.
But
It does
the vehicle
kind of make sense. You wouldn't struggle if you thought your friend showed up. I would wager the guess that the vehicle. I have two theories. You saw the footprints on the way here that went up to the vehicle and went back to town.
Mhm.
Either the original team was ambushed, their uniforms were taken, and they fooled the people here into thinking that they were allies, or we had a cultist on the inside pose as a friend, get here, take whatever they were looking for, and leave. Are my guesses.
That's why you're in charge, boss.
That your comm pings back up. All right, fire team. Stay put, stand by. We're sending. Is the road clear?
It is now.
yes.
All right.
We did get
It
ambushed,
should be clear, but
and there
we,
may be more of the Helions that ambushed us, so I would
Oh,
arrive at caution.
and mines.
but we removed all the ones we could find.
All right,
Mhm.
we'll double up then. We're sending a response and cleanup team to take a look at the place. Try not to touch any of the bodies there. You see. We want to get a good forensic look at this place to figure out exactly what happened. Stand by, secure the area, and wait for relief. We'll reassign you once we get there. City out.
Boom.
And with
Bye.
that, we're going to bring this episode to a close.
No. Ah!
And congratulations
I like-
on completing your first mission.
Woo!
We
And
did
with
it!
that, it means you
Yay.
guys have advanced. For completing the mission, you each get to select a new mod to add to your list.
Let's go.
Oh, awesome.
We're gonna get even
Alright.
cooler.
But also, I just want to keep playing.
I'm so, dude, this
I'm
is
so
fun.
sad.
It's so fun. The story's so
I
good.
will-
The combat is
Mhm.
quick.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
so fucking
Thank
quick.
heaven.
I'll
Nice.
also say that
I love
because
it.
you're between missions, you have enough downtime to utilize the facilities to recover your repair and your fuel costs. So
Oh,
you'll start
Oh,
bless
perfect.
you,
beautiful.
So you'll start the
kind
next mission at full.
GM.
The kind God we
Awesome.
have.
I'm not gonna lie, I was getting real low on fuel.
Yeah, I'm really liking this game and the setting. The setting is
Yeah.
very
the
The
interesting.
setting's really cool.
Glad you like it. I am excited to see you guys
really
finish
fun.
the story. It's quickie, but it's going to be a good one.
I
Mhm.
can't
I'm
wait.
stoked.
Awesome.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Glad to be here.
All right.
You guys stink.
Yep, you guys stink.
Yes.
All the normal stuff. We have internet things. You know the
You
things.
should look at them.
You should look at them.
Yeah, check out Discotheque Priest and the
Yes.
cool writing that they've posted to Reddit, right?
Yes.
We'll have
Yeah.
There should be a link in the
It's in the
doobly-doo.
link.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
Down in the show notes.
Also, we're going to be at Nova Open in like a week or two.
Which
when
is
this
unrelated
releases.
to the game. Nova.
Unrelated to
Yeah,
the game.
Yeah.
it's
This
been
is
so
a different
confusing
thing.
It
looking
has,
in like
it
the
has.
drive, and I'm like, I type in Nova today, and I was like, no, I don't want any of this Nova Open stuff. I want Nova the game.
We get to the Nova Open. They have spark suits for us. We hop in. You know?
There we go.
Hey.
All right. Anyways, deuces.
Bye.
Later,
Bye.
rejects.
It's gonna be so